background. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Yeah, at some points I might try to get the microphone to start working, but until then, we'll go with the flow. Okay, so we'll start off in a comfortable seat, finding a tall spine, and allowing the eyes to close. And taking a few moments to bring all of the awareness to the body. Bringing the awareness to the room and the present moment. Observing the breath as you inhale through the nostrils, it's cool. And as you exhale, it's warm. Using the sensation as a breath as a tool to anchor you to the here and now. Letting go of any plans for the day. Anything at all that could be taking you off of your mat. And as much as the noises of the environment may be present, allow the distractions and the noises to be there. And allow them to pass by. As you awaken to the breath, maybe as thoughts are arising, you can navigate how you're feeling today based on the thoughts that pass by, based on how the environment sounds make you feel. These are all little tools of information to identify how you're feeling today. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Inhaling down to the base of the spine and exhaling along the spine towards the crown of the head. Continuing with this breath, allowing the awareness of the breath to cleanse the spine, to revitalize the cells, and with the same breathing, we'll Om 3 times, inhaling all together. And on the next inhalation, placing both hands onto the abdomen. Allow the eyes to remain closed. We'll do some abdominal breathing. And before moving into controlling the breath, observe your natural breath. Observe how it feels to naturally inhale and exhale. And observe the natural movement of the abdomen as that happens. Without trying to change or alter anything, remaining present with your natural breath. And then on the next inhalation, allow the abdomen to expand with the inhalation. And as you exhale, allow the navel to draw in, contracting the abdomen. Inhaling, filling up the abdomen. Exhale, contracting from the abdomen. Continuing this way for a few more rounds. Deep belly breaths. Remaining present with the breath and the body. And the next inhalation, keep one hand on the abdomen and place one hand on the heart or the upper chest. On the next inhalation, inhale into the abdomen and pause. Up into the rib cage and pause. Exhale from the rib cage to the abdomen. Inhale into the abdomen, into the ribs. Exhale from the ribs to the abdomen. Continuing with this pattern of breath, gradually rising the breath and the body. As we rise the breath, we're lengthening it. We're teaching our breath how to properly diaphragmic breathe. Allowing about 4 more cycles here. Lengthening on the breath each time, exploring how the abdomen and the chest naturally rise and fall. It becomes a natural movement after a while. Allow 1 more cycle. And then as you exhale, allow the hands to rest back down towards the knees. Return back to your natural breathing for a few moments. And we'll move into alternate nostril breathing. The left hand, thumb, and index finger come to touch. Allow the back of the hand to rest on the knee. The right hand, the peace sign fingers will come towards the center of the palm using your thumb and your ring finger. Bringing the hands close to the face. Inhale through both nostrils and exhale through both. Inhale through both and exhale through both. Blocking the right nostril, inhale slowly through the left. Closing left and exhale right. Inhale right. Closing right and exhale left. Continuing this way for a few rounds. If alternate nostril breathing is not feeling appropriate today, maybe returning back to abdominal breathing or your natural breathing, whatever feels comfortable. Alternate nostril breathing is meant to balance the hemispheres of the brain and decalcify the pineal gland at the center of the forehead. But it's certainly not the only way to do that. And so always knowing that everything is an option. Wherever you are, allowing all of the awareness to remain on the breath. We'll go for about 3 more complete rounds. Allowing one more cycle, and once the exhale is released through the left nostril, return back to your natural breathing. Allow a few moments there, and then take your time to find your way to lie down on the back. It's nice to lay down after pranayama to allow the exercise to integrate into the cells. And so when you feel ready, take your time to soften down to the floor and prop yourself up however you'd like, whatever's most comfortable for you. And once you find your lying down position without rushing, I wanted to briefly discuss a little bit about the subconscious. So we have consciousness and we have our subconscious. Our consciousness is right now you're listening to me, hearing what I'm saying, and maybe you're absorbing some of it. Your subconscious is what's already been absorbed deeply. And it's actually what's running 90% of the show, which is quite interesting. And so if we really want to change, we want to evolve, if we want to awaken to something different in our lives, it takes reprogramming our subconscious. And so when we're practicing yoga, when we're moving in and out of postures, the subconscious is going to come in. It's going to come in the realm of thoughts, and it likes to layer up in different kinds of thoughts. But usually that subconscious programming is coming from a particular emotion or a particular way of being. For example, oh, I'm so stiff today. Why do I even practice yoga? This stinks. Which is a valid experience. But usually that's coming from a place in your subconscious that's saying, hey, I need to rest. Hey, I'm not really getting what I need. A basic need isn't being met. And so to reprogram that, a suggestion would to be, I'm going to skip this pose. I'm going to listen to my body. Those subtle little reprograms of thoughts gradually reprogram our subconscious. And you've already done that by arriving to your mat this morning. Continuously arriving to your practice. These are ways that you've already reprogrammed your subconscious towards healthy activity, healthy routine that makes you feel connected to your truth, to yourself. And so to end the rant, throughout the practice today, watch your thoughts. Really watch what comes in, because I slow down the postures a lot in teaching. I don't really teach vinyasa. We hold the postures so that we can analyze our thoughts. And so when thoughts arise, see if you can play with your subconscious. See if you can reparent yourself a little. Sit next to yourself and tell yourself what you'd like to hear. Allow a few cycles of breath. And on the next inhalation, take a nice big stretch. Bring the arms overhead. Stretch through the toes. And stretching through side to side, whatever feels right. And then as you exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rocking side to side on the spine, back and forth. Allow a few more cycles of breath. And then we'll move into a supine twist. Stretch the arms out to a T shape. And allowing a few breaths there. Really allowing the breath to move all along the right side body. Getting notifications that our internet is weak. Good thing we're strong. But if in any event we end up cutting out, maybe you keep practicing, maybe not. Either way, keep listening to yourself. Allow one more cycle of breath. And then placing the right foot down and then the left. Pressing into the feet to realign the spine. And then once more to shift the twist over to the right. The twist is opening up now to the left, although the knees are over to the right. So the stretch is happening from the left hip all the way up to the left armpit. Really see the muscles. You have to use your imagination a little. It's kind of fun after a while. You can see the muscles inside stretching like you have X-ray vision to your own body. Breathing deeply into the muscles. You don't even have to know the names, you can feel it. On the next inhalation, plant the left foot down and then the right. Press into the feet to realign the spine. And then we'll lengthen the legs and the arms overhead. Take a big stretch one more time. And as you exhale, roll over to either side to slowly find your way towards tabletop. I know it's going to get a little muffly without the microphone working, but you can just give me a little wave if you really can't hear me well, and I'll come up closer. But the hands will be right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. Begin by making some big circles or maybe small circles in one direction. You could even do a little bit of a spiral kind of movement. Maybe you make some small circles and then they get a little bit larger. I find that I've been really listening to my mom these days, and all the times that she told me I was a dramatic hypochondriac. And so now that's really coming through in my practice, and I really get theatric with my movement. I allow the body to move, and maybe I bend the elbows and get primal with it. Really explore how your body likes to move. And then reversing the direction, while also exploring the ways that you've never moved before. This is all ways that we reprogram our subconscious. We can do it in movement, in thought, and breath. These are all little tools to reprogram. And then slowing down the motion, coming back to tabletop. As you inhale, drop the belly, gazing forward. As you exhale, push the floor away, curving the spine. Inhaling to gaze forward. And exhale, curving the spine and really syncing up with the breath. The breath and the body become a union of connection. And so the breath and the body move together and explore how it becomes a little bit of a dance. Allow one more cycle. And then shifting back to a child's pose, either the knees are together or wide. And maybe the arms are stretched ahead, and maybe they're alongside the body. Take a few deep breaths there with the tailbone grounding down towards the heels. And surrendering anything up to this point that has maybe made it onto your mat. Yoga is about continuously coming back to the present moment. Continuous practice, right? It always arrives like that aha moment. Allowing a few more breaths here. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes and lengthen back to our first downward dog, or of course, if child's pose felt better today, listening to your body. But if it would feel nice to extend to a downward dog, maybe pedal the feet, maybe shift side to side, maybe you roll forward to plank, whatever the body needs this morning. Taking your time to get out any movements, anything that feels good. When I think about reprogramming our subconscious, I think about the word freedom. And so when we think about that word, what does it feel like? Well, it feels like freeness. It feels like space. It feels like expansiveness. And so as I reprogram my subconscious, whether it's through movement or through words, I really try to sync up with the idea of freedom and having the space that I really need in order to thrive. On the next inhalation, slowly walk the feet forward towards the hands, bend the knees along the way, allow the torso to come in contact with the thighs, and maybe grabbing opposite elbows or swaying side to side, maybe yogi toe grip, whatever feels right here. Finding freedom in the spine, finding freedom in the backs of the legs and movement. Allow a few more cycles of breath. And on the inhalation, placing the hands on the waist, slowly coming up flat back. And bring the arms around and up overhead, stretch through the fingertips. And pretend that you have a rope overhead and start reaching for the rope. Stretching through side to side, really exaggerate the stretch. You can even stretch all the way to the side, all the way to the side, or just pretending you're climbing up a rope in gym class and suddenly you're so good at it. I was never good at it, but here I am. Allow a few more cycles of breath. And then shaking the arms, shake the hands. And place the hands on the hips. You might want a wall or anything nearby, but we'll be shaking the leg back and forth so you'll ground down to the right foot. And begin by bending that left knee. And you could either, I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see. Yeah, you can either bend at the knee and kind of do some seat kicks, or you can put the whole leg into it and sway back and forth. You really ground down through that standing foot. You can even bring your left arm into it to kind of counterweight the balance. But what this really does is I usually flex through the foot so that you can slide the foot back and forth on the floor. You can even go out to the side a little bit, side to side, whatever feels right. The idea is to find freedom in that hip, and so we're really allowing gravity to force the foot away from the hip to decompress it. Allow one more cycle. Nice. And then switching to the other side, same exact way, go right into it, have fun with it. Think about a toddler having a temper tantrum, really shake out the energy. Dogs kind of do it too. Think about when they come in after a lightning storm or they're freaking out about a lightning storm, they kind of shake around, removes energy. Allow one more cycle. Awesome. And then one more time, we'll shake the arms, shake the legs a few times. Great. And then finding mountain pose, slowing it all down. Closing the eyes, grounding down through the feet. And now that we've moved all the different limbs, notice this very subtle tingling of the cells. Feeling everything start to wake up, rise and shine. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, bring the hands towards heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive the arms around and down, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, placing your hands on your shins. And exhale, fold. Inhale, ground into the earth. The arms come around and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do a few rounds like that. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, around and down. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms around and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, around and down. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms around and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do one more like that. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, around and down, folding forward. Inhale to that half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms around and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lovely. This time we'll inhale the arms around and up, and we'll move into a lunge pose. So exhale, bring the arms around and down towards a forward fold. Inhale to that half lift to prepare. As you exhale, lower the hands down, step that right foot all the way back with the heel raised. Inhale, lifting the arms up, high lunge. Breathing, that right heel is driving down towards the mat, lifting up out of the ribs, very tiny back bend, but the ribs are really cinching in, and so we're not hyperflexing the back. Strong through the core, allow 2 more breaths. Inhale as you exhale, slowly lowering the hands down to the floor, and lower that right knee down. Untuck the toes from the back foot. Maybe staying here if that feels nice for the leg and the hips, or maybe bringing the hands towards the knee, towards the hips, or maybe the arms come overhead. Allow 5 long breaths here. And so as we start to move and move a little bit faster here and there, identify what the breath is doing, what the mind's doing, and listen. Allow 1 more cycle of breath. And exhale, bringing the arms down. Stepping that left foot back for a plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, draw the seat to the heels, child's pose. You could stay here if that felt nice, or maybe sliding through, cool breath forward for an upward dog, lifting the legs up off the mat. Exhale back, down dog or child's pose. Really stretching from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, finding length in the spine. Inhale deeply as you exhale, step, walk, or jump the feet forward, and fold. Inhale, ground into the earth, bring the arms around and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving right to the other side, inhale the arms up. Exhale, around and down. Inhale to a half lift to prepare. Exhale, lower the hands down, step that left foot all the way back, high lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up. And so we're moving fairly slow, and we're holding the postures for a couple extra breaths. Traditionally, you hold the postures in Hatha Yoga for about 1 minute and 15. We won't do that today, but we're holding it long enough to find the shape of the pose. And so you feel yourself start to sink down in the lower back. Well, what can you do here? Extend the awareness through the fingertips to lift up out of the hips. Allow one more breath, shoulders draw down the back. Inhale, as you exhale, slowly lower the hands down towards the floor. Lower that left knee. And same thing on this side. Maybe staying here if that feels nice. Or I'm tucking the toes of the back foot, maybe walking the hands up towards the thigh, maybe towards the waist, or maybe overhead. Same awareness here. Instead of the awareness sinking down into the hips, here is generally the main focus of the stretch. We still want to extend up through the fingertips so that all the energy doesn't sink down into the hips and the lower back. Allow one more breath. And exhale, slowly lower the hands down, stepping back for a plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, draw the seat to the heels, the forehead rests. And staying here or sliding through for an upward dog. Exhale back, downward dog. And staying there for a few breaths. And finding rest in child's pose. Allow one more cycle of breath, and then if you haven't found your way to child's pose, we'll all meet there for a couple extra breaths. In child's pose, extend the arms forward and really grip down into the hands for a moment to press the seat down towards the heels, even if it doesn't touch. And the head might come off the floor, and you can even do that to encourage the stretch to happen more, and then maybe the forehead will release down to the floor. It feels differently on the lower back when you offer some resistance from the hand. On the next inhalation, tuck the toes, lengthen back for a downward dog to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Bending the knees along the way. Allow a nice long forward fold at the front of the mat. And maybe you explore bringing the feet a little bit wider apart, bending the knees a little bit. Maybe the head comes a little bit closer to the floor, reaching for opposite elbows. Allow one more breath. And then walking the feet even a little bit wider apart. On the inhale, you'll start to kind of swing and sway back and forth with the spine. On the inhale, you swing forward. On the exhale, compress the abdomen. Almost like you're trying to swing your arms through the legs. Allow the arms to be clasped at the elbows. And allow the torso to really sway and have fun moving back and forth. It might be a lot on the hamstrings. If that is the case, bend the knees a little bit and exaggerate the movement. Allow 2 more sways, and then slowing down the motion. Place the hands back to the floor, walk the feet a little bit closer together. Place the hands to the waist and slowly come up with a flat back. Bring the arms around and up, stretch, reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then down by the sides. And pausing there for a moment. Find all of the awareness moving down towards the soles of the feet. Grounding everything down. Feel the soles of the feet firmly planted. The muscles of the legs hug onto the bone. Lifting up from the navel. Shoulders draw down back. The crown of the head lengthens way up towards the ceiling. Inhale deeply as you exhale, draw the hands towards heart center. We'll shift the weight over to the right foot for tree pose, any variation. Maybe the heel comes to the inner ankle, or if you wanted to test the balance, it would come to the inner calf or the inner thigh. And taking your time to find your steady pose. Really grounding down through that standing foot. And if you fall out, you get right back in. And if it would feel appropriate to extend the arms overhead, maybe doing that. Take your time, slow and steady. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. And as you exhale, slowly bring the hands back towards heart center. That knee will draw forward and lowering the foot. Switching right to the other side. Moving through the same patience, the same pace, the same variation you did on the other side. It's funny, well, before this quarantine, I had been a pretty avid rock climber. I definitely faded out in the past year or so. But when it comes to problem solving certain climbs, you kind of just want to finish the climb. When you get stuck on a little part of the problem, you just want to get past the problem and finish the climb. And it's really useful in climbing if you slow it down and you really integrate each movement so that you can have a successful climb. As you exhale, slowly bring the arms back towards center. And so the postures are the same way. You want to move slowly through the different stages of the posture so that you can integrate each of them so that you're gradually learning which variation you enjoy best. We'll move right into Warrior 2. Take the left foot forward, step the right foot back and wide, a really wide stance. Inhale the arms parallel to the floor. As you exhale, bend through the front knee and breathe. Maybe you solidify the feet a little bit more, pressing down into the blade of the back foot. And the torso is in the center of the pose. It's really easy to want to lean forward and a little bit farther back, but allow the shoulders to really stack over the hips. The tailbone descends down, finding expansiveness through the heart. Maybe the corners of your mouth turn up and offer a soft smile to the pose, easing the tension with joy. Inhale, parallel the feet, lift the arms up to a V shape. Extend through the fingertips. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat, pivot on the feet, navel in and up on the spine. Breathing, really nice focus, guys. Smooth breath, soft gaze. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, bringing the arms up to a V shape, parallel the feet, stretch through the fingertips. As you exhale, bring the arms down to the waist. If the feet are a comfortable distance apart for your wide-legged fold, go for it. Otherwise, heel toe the feet in a couple times. Inhale to that half lift and exhale to fold forward. Maybe the hands stay to the waist if that felt nice, or maybe the hands come down to the floor. And exploring how the hips are feeling, the legs are feeling now. Maybe the hands walk closer to the feet, maybe bending one knee and then the other. Finding your fluidity and your freedom through each pose, through each breath. It's become very easy for us as a society to get very boxed in, feel very rigid, and we really gotta free our feathers. Explore the different ways we like to move, explore the different things that we like. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. And then as you inhale, slowly walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Heel toeing the feet in a couple of times. Bringing the hands to the waist, slowly coming up with a flat back. Step the feet together and back towards the front. We'll do one more little flow here. Inhale the arms around and up. As you exhale, swan dive the arms down. Inhale to a half lift, lifting towards the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step, walk, or jump back towards a plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, draw the seat to the heels, the forehead rests. Inhale, sliding through, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back, downward dog. From here, we'll roll forward to plank. If you'd like to modify the plank, you could always lower the knees. Otherwise, extending back through the heels, through the backs of the legs. If you were to place a car on the back of your head, it would slide right down the back, down the legs, all the way to the floor, making a nice plank incline with the body. Breathe, allow 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the left knee down. Bring the left hand underneath the face and shift the weight over to the left side for a side plank. Extend the right arm either right out from the right shoulder or maybe alongside the right ear. Allow 3 more cycles of breath here. If you wanted to challenge yourself a little, you could always extend that bottom leg if that's in your practice. But being mindful. Allow 1 more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly lowering the hand back down, shifting back through plank. And moving right to the other side, lowering that right knee down. Shifting the right hand underneath the face, turning all the way towards the right side, and opening up through the left. That left arm's either overhead or alongside the ear. Allow one more breath, stretching from the fingertips to the blade of the foot. Inhale as you exhale, slowly shifting back through center. Exhale, lower the knees, draw the seat to the heels, and child's pose. Allow the arms to come alongside the shins, and allow the body to rest. Allow 3 long cycles of breath. Similar to the abdominal breathing in the beginning of class, where your hands were resting on the abdomen, now your thighs are doing that. And so as you really breathe and expand the abdomen, feel it compressing into the thighs. And it kind of subtly massages the muscles surrounding the spine. Allow one more breath. Inhaling, slowly using the help of the hands to rise the spine back up. From here, we'll take an inversion pose. We'll take a headstand, but I'm going to give a lot of different variations because you are at home and I can't support you, unfortunately. I wish that I could. So I'm going to give you a lot of different options. If you know you've been practicing it for a little, you have your props set up, you have your wall nearby, whatever you like to do, totally go for it. The first couple variations might be where you want to stay if you're new to headstand. And so the first couple variations look like this. You'd inhale to expand through the upper chest, just kind of the start, get the awareness towards the front of the heart. The forehead comes down towards the floor, and then maybe on the inhalation, shift the weight towards the crown of the head, the palms face down, the arms are extended. You could stay here. This is already a lot of pressure on the top of the head. The shoulders draw away from the ears rather than sinking down. If you wanted to explore more, maybe you try tripod headstand. You want to be able to see the fingertips, and there's a right angle with the arm. Staying here, or maybe you explore with tucking the toes and lengthening the legs. But that's a lot of pressure on the neck, so you want to be mindful, maybe 1 or 2 breaths, and then come down to break. Or you could skip it altogether. Taking your time. Another alternative for an inversion is to lie on the back with the feet raised towards the ceiling. Taking your time, your pose, moving slowly. Really nice postures. And always making sure that you take time to rest when you come down from your headstand. We'll allow about 3 more breaths here to play and explore. And when you feel ready, take your time to gradually find your way down to a child's pose. It's important to rest for the equal time, if not more, that you were inverted for. Eventually, the body gets used to inverting and being upside down and all of that fun stuff, but it's important for the circulatory system to give it some time to, go back to its regular way. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders, slowly using the help of the hands to bring the spine up. We'll swing the feet forward and around, and slowly find our way to lie down on the back. And here, if it would feel nice and satisfying to draw the knees in towards the chest, maybe rock on the spine a few times. Give some love to wherever needed, and then allow the arms and the legs to extend out. I very rarely teach actually the two inversions back to back, but I'm feeling very called to that today. So we'll allow the arms to come alongside the body. We'll move right into shoulder stand here. Tuck the shoulders under the back, bring the legs together, the feet together. If you have full shoulder stand, go right for it. If not, maybe the legs extend one at a time, the feet extend towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay here. This is a really, really nice alternative if you're just not really feeling it today. You are in full shoulder stand. The hands catch the lower back. And I usually bend the knees to clasp the hands and get the arms close together. And all of the weight rests on the backs of the arms and the shoulders, keeping no pressure on the neck. So maybe that means the legs are at a nice 45-degree angle. The breath moves freely. Relaxing the face muscles. Allow 4 more cycles of breath. If you're lying on the back, maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. If you're in shoulder stand, then it would feel nice to move into halasana, feet behind the head. Maybe go for that, or even bend the knees a lot so that they come down towards the forehead. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, slowly, mindfully lowering the spine down. Once the spine comes down, bend the knees and allow the feet to plant onto the floor. We'll move right towards fish pose here, rocking side to side, hiding the arms underneath the back. Extending the legs one at a time. Inhale, press into the elbows and the forearms and place the top of the head to the floor. It's definitely getting warmer outside, so as we get excited to dive in the ocean, if you haven't already, it's really cold still, but it's so nice. Breathing for all of our fish friends that we're excited to swim with. All the dolphins. We are much a part of nature as it is us. We are not disconnected. Inhale, slowly draw the chin towards the chest, lowering the back down to the floor. Bring the arms out, allow a few resting breaths. Bend the knees one at a time, planting the feet on the floor. We're already lying on the back, so we can go right into reclined pigeon, crossing the right ankle over the left knee to start and drawing that left thigh in towards the chest. But if you wanted to go or more of a traditional pigeon on the abdomen. Of course, listen to the body. Breathing here, really breathing into that right hip. You can even use the right elbow to subtly press into that thigh to encourage the hip to open. Allowing 3 more cycles of breath. Softening the left foot. And as you exhale, slowly lowering the left foot down and then the right. Switching right to the other side. Crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Drawing the right thigh in towards the chest. Same thing on this side. Allow 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale as you exhale, lower the right foot down and then the left. Bring the arms out to a T shape. Keep the knees bent, but walk the feet about mat distance apart. We'll start to windshield wiper the legs back and forth a few times. Start off small and then gradually maybe one knee comes down towards the floor, maybe the other. Start off slow and then maybe move a little faster, but I actually enjoy moving fairly slowly because you really can deeply move into the muscles and breathe into a stretch and then move it back. Allow a couple more cycles. And then slowly coming back towards center. Draw both knees slowly in towards the chest to reach for either the shins, the ankles, the blades of the feet, maybe the big toes for happy baby. Really ground the sacrum down towards the floor. Offer a soft smile on the face. Embrace your inner child. And remember that everything is okay. You're allowed to be happy, you're allowed to be joyful, you're allowed to be sad, anything in between. You're allowed to be angry. All of our emotions are valid. Think about when kids are upset. We always validate their emotions. At some point we stop. Your emotions are valid, they're information. And slowly slowing down the rocking. Bring the feet together. Maybe reach for the blades of the feet with the knees apart and draw the feet in towards the torso. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, draw the forehead towards the big toes and your mouth, even if it doesn't touch. And exhale, lower the blades of the feet down to the floor. Reach for opposite elbows. Inhale the arms over your head. Big belly breaths. Breathing deeply into the abdomen. Taking a moment to give yourself the gratitude that you deserve for taking the time for yourself. For honoring yourself. In the next inhalation, take a big stretch with the arms, open them up wide, stretch through the front of the chest. And as you exhale, give yourself a big hug. If the legs feel nice this way, allow them to remain, or maybe you bring the feet back towards the floor and even extend the legs down the mat. But the main focal point here is that we're wrapping the arms around the body, maybe reaching for the shoulder blades. Taking a moment to drop your awareness into your heart and tell yourself that you love you. Say, I love you mentally. And give yourself a tighter hug and say it again and again and again. I love you. Take a big inhalation. And exhale, allow the arms to unravel. Finding our final relaxation pose. Taking your time to get any blankets, any covering, any warmth that you might like. Allowing everything to settle down. Giving yourself the time now to integrate all of the work that you've done. It's way too easy to talk down to ourselves. It's way too familiar. And so we reprogram our subconscious by telling ourselves that we're amazing, that we love ourselves. After a while, we start to realize it's true, and the beliefs slowly integrate. It's a continuous practice. And so, allowing the face muscles to soften, allowing the jaw, ears, relaxing through the shoulders, all the way down the arms, like they're melting, stretching longer. Relaxing the abdomen and the chest. Feeling the back slowly relax and melt down into the floor. Softening the seat muscles and the hips. Softening the muscles of the legs. Softening the ankles, tops of the feet, toes. Soles of the feet. Allowing the whole body to relax. And allowing the mind to drift to a place of peace and ease. Space of freedom. Slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Feeling the cool breath as it inhales through the nostrils, filling up the body with breath. And exhaling warmth through the nostrils. Gradually deepening the breath, awakening more aspects of the body, mind, and spirit. And taking your time to awaken through the fingertips, toes, taking any movements that feel right for the body. And without rushing, take your time to return back to a comfortable seat. And as we prepare to return to the day and the week to come, I invite you to pay attention to your subconscious. As it usually likes to go unnoticed, as it runs 90% of the show through our habitual habits and routine. Take your time to explore those patterns. Maybe you've explored them already. Maybe some stuff has already come up for you. As we dive more and more into self-awareness, it's really one of the hardest things, but the most rewarding. Because we remember at the end of the day, our happiness, our joy, our love starts with us. Everything else is just a mirror. So whether you've decided to move towards a comfortable seat or finish off your practice in Shavasana, take a moment to bring the hands towards the heart. Wherever you are, allow the awareness to move right into the heart. This is the first step in reprogramming our subconscious, connecting with our heart. That's where our truth is. And I don't say follow your heart for just any old reason. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, bow the chin towards the chest, releasing the ego to the heart. The earth we practice on, and to all of our teachers. The first namaste we say silently to ourselves, and the second we say out loud to each other. Namaste. Have a great day. Namaste. Namaste. Amen.
Thanks, Arielle.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you, Arielle.
Please.